Hey everybody, today I'm going to show you how I draw hair, or how I go about painting hair rather. I have this beautiful woman here and I'm going to try and show you how I would paint her hair. So I'm going to indicate all the shapes, like her neck and her face, all that good stuff, you know. Not gonna bother though, I'm not gonna like draw all that stuff in. I'm just gonna quickly try and show where it all is. So that would be enough, I guess. So, oh yeah, got the art skills. So, anyway, so that's distracting. It's distracting me. Some people have these crazy brushes when they draw hair. Let me quickly try and find them. Oh, there we go. It didn't take long. Usually it takes me like 2 hours to find a brush in this, because I have a lot, as you can see. And I don't know where any of these are. I use like 3. I don't know why I don't delete them. Anyway, so some people have these kinds of brushes and they go like, oh my god, this is hair. Yeah, I don't really feel like they are useful, or all that useful. I mean, they are useful to some extent if you want to finish your painting off and you want to add some small details and you don't want to draw every single strand of hair or every single hair even. Yeah, so I don't really use this brush a lot. I mostly use the soft round brush. Oh, that's not the soft round brush, that's the soft round brush. Oh, stop, how did I switch my brushes so quickly? Damn! Aren't you all wondering? So, anyways. It's the small things in life. So, I should stop mumbling though. I did this whole tutorial and I mumbled a lot. Whoa, it was crazy. It was crazy. Anyway, so the way I go about painting here, or at least starting to paint here, so because I don't think I will be finishing this whole thing. I'll just show you my technique and then I'll be leaving and it'll look terrible because I've only spent like, I don't know, 15 minutes on it. So anyway, so yeah, that's not important though. It's important that you kind of see my way of painting hair. So how do I start? I usually blur my eyes, which, yeah, I don't know, there's this myth that some people can't blur their eyes and I don't believe it. So if you can't blur your eyes for some reason, then you can just squint them. It's the same thing, or you can, I don't know, put a blur filter on this. But I won't do that now. Mainly because this is another layer, and it would only blur this one layer. So I blur my eyes, which shouldn't be hard when you sit in front of your computer all day and your eyes are basically broken. And then I paint in with a soft round brush the general shapes of the hair. Or not shapes, the general values of the hair. And that's pretty easy and it looks pretty terrible, but that's cool. So, after I've done that, I think I'm gonna go lighter on this one. And go light on that motherfucker. There you go. So beautiful, beautiful. So now I have the very, 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 very basic shapes. And I'll just quickly, boom, make this lighter so you can actually see the, oh, I have hiccups again. Every time I'm recording a video. Actually, I deleted my last video too. I delete all my videos. And every time I make a video I'm like, wow, this time I won't delete this one. Probably delete this one too, so you better watch it now and download it or something if you want to watch it later. Nah, I won't delete this one. But that's what I always say. Anyways, let's keep going. So up here I have these blobs. And actually someone asked me, let's go off topic again. Someone asked me to make a hair tutorial like a million years ago. And here it is, man. If you're watching this, then hey. So after I have these nice blobs in my painting, it can be quite frustrating if you're a beginner and you can't, like, you don't really know if it's gonna turn out to look good. you have these fucking blobs and it looks terrible and you're like, fuck! Why is everybody better than me? Anyways, so yeah, after I have these blobs, I just paint in some more blobs and make them more detailed. And that's basically it. That's the whole secret. Just detail everything out. And that's how I paint everything. Not really. Nah, not really. But that's how I try to paint most things. You know, go from, not really with this soft round brush, but you know, hair doesn't have a lot of texture and it's easy with a soft round. Later I can go on with a hard round and, you know, change everything, make it look a bit more, you know, a bit less like some weird blurry piece of art. But anyways, most of the time I'm using a soft round. So I also sometimes pick the bright color instead of the dark one and go back over the dark one like this. Beautiful. And then I go in with the dark one over the light one and bam, if I can get it right. That's awesome. Beautiful. I'm gonna kill myself. So that's nice. Very nice, yes. Have these nice, beautiful hair. Awesome. Okay, so now that we have this established, which all of you should be able to do, if you're not able to do this, then don't worry, just practice and you will be. Yeah, we can go in and draw actual hair. And I will zoom in a little for this. Actually, no. I'll keep zoom. No, okay, maybe like this. And yeah, let's draw some hair. And the most, you know, the most fun part of this whole painting hair thing is the end where you can paint in these like tiny hairs, but unfortunately we have to do that at the very end, so at least that's a reason to keep going, to keep painting this. Okay, so you gotta be careful with these that you don't have the contrast way too high. That's a problem I see with a lot of people, that the contrast they paint their stuff with is just extreme, like the shadows are so dark. Yeah, try to keep away from that. It's better if your shadows are too light than if they're too dark. At least that's what I feel. That's my personal opinion, of course. You can feel free to disagree. So, yeah, now we just paint in these strands, and there's not a lot to it. There's just painting back and forth all the way. And as you can see, this area already kind of looks like hair, and that's just the way we do all of these things. And if you're wondering, this is what I would usually I'd usually put a layer on top of everything. Like if I had painted this, then I put a layer on top, which unfortunately you can't see because it's on the other monitor. Put it on overlay, and then I go back here. I like efficiency. Oh my god, efficiency is like the most important thing in life. Not really, but oh shit, I mean snap. Anyways, I put it on overlay as I said, and this doesn't really work, so I put it maybe soft light. Nah, hard light always works. Come on, hard light. Yes, hard light's my man. So yeah, efficiency, people. Be as efficient as possible. If you have a second monitor, use it. Don't just like have reference images on it. Actually use it. Be a man. Don't waste it. Don't waste your potential. Anyway, so yeah, that's how I would do this whole thing. And obviously I wouldn't do it with a soft round. I would do it with a hard round or with my paintbrush, which is, whoops, whoa, what? What the hell? What's this kind of, what the I don't know what that button, I don't know why. Yeah, I won't question it. So yeah, usually I'd use this brush here, which is my favorite brush, and I'd just go in like this and boom, bam, boom, boom, bop, bada boom. Okay, beautiful. That's how I do it. But yeah, anyways, is this tutorial any good? I don't know. I don't think probably, yeah, whatever. So yeah, not much to it. Now I just take a gray color, slightly darker than this, and I just paint on all the strands. And for this part, you might want to use a brush that is, that has more than one stroke. But I still like to use the soft round. And what has more than one stroke? What I mean by that is that these kinds of brushes that I just showed you. Where were they? There we go. These kinds of brushes, but still I don't really like them. Yeah. Yeah. Obviously you wouldn't use them like that. First of all, I would turn off the size, the size pressure thing, and then I turn on opacity pressure thingy, which is called transfer in Photoshop. I think it's CS5. And I mean not this one, but I think they changed it in CS5. I might be wrong though. I know that in CS3 it's not called transfer. I don't know that actually, but I'm pretty sure. Anyways, let's keep going. So, yeah, Photoshop, the best software out there for painting. You might argue that, oh, Painter is just as good, or Sai, no. They're all not good. I mean, they are good softwares, but they can't compete with Photoshop. The only, positive thing is that Photoshop is freaking expensive, and Sai and Painter, I mean, Painter's pretty expensive too, but not that expensive. But Sai, that's like, I don't know, it's like $50. I don't even know how expensive it is, but it's not expensive at all. So, yeah, you should not get Sai because the brushes freaking suck. Oh my god, makes me so. Unless you want to draw like cheesy anime, which isn't a bad thing. I love anime. Anime is awesome. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about the brushes in Sai. I've been playing around with it for way too long, and I still couldn't, force myself to like it. But some people they don't want to spend money. I don't want to spend money, so they go for the cheap but worse version, which is, I don't know. I don't want cheap but worse. Go get a illegal version of Photoshop. That's always good. I mean, no, don't do that. Don't do that. But download it with your neighbor's internet. Download it in school. Put it on a USB stick. Something like that. Don't want to get in trouble for downloading illegal files. I got in trouble once because I changed the passwords of the school network. That was their freaking retarded system. It's been a long time. I miss school, kind of. Not really, I hated it, but yeah, I don't know, it was fun sometimes, I guess. Most of the times it really sucked though. Anyways, what was I talking about? This painting tutorial. Yeah, if you don't know what I'm doing here, I'm just literally, I'm not even looking there most of the time. But what you should be doing is you should look at these strands, and you should go like, oh well, you see this is one dark strand right there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna paint this here. So then you do that, and then you go like, well, and there's more. I'm actually gonna do that now. What is this? And then you see, oh, there's some lighter hairs, and they go in this big strand. That's like this, and yeah, it's that easy. What's the story I wanted to tell? Oh yeah, I tell the story every time. It's like the one exciting thing that happened in my life. What was I talking about? Oh right, yeah. Losing my mind here. And my memories. I changed the passwords, and it wasn't even, I mean, it would be cool if I was like some hacker dude and I could actually change the passwords, but I was just, we had the school network, and I can already see the comments. Dude, shut the fuck up! Talk about the hair! I talked about everything, I'm sorry. Anyway, so everybody in the class, or everybody in the whole school actually, even the teachers, they had a password. Everybody had like an account in the school network, and everybody had a password that was given to them, so they didn't choose it themselves. And it was like freaking 100 numbers and lowercase and caps and I don't know, lowercase I think it's called. Anyway, so yeah, it sucked. You couldn't remember it. I mean, you could, but it would take like one night to remember that whole freaking thing. It was super. And every time you had to like log in, you had to pull out your sheet of paper where your password was on, and you had to. It took forever. Anyway, so what I was thinking is that, oh man, I love efficiency. So why don't I be? I think that's wrong grammar. So why don't I change the password to something that's better? Like Vito is cool. So I did that, and apparently, the way I did that is like Control Alt Delete and then change password. So even my grandma could do that. And apparently the secure password that network that they had was too too bad to even protect against that. So what I did is, because it was like a network, I changed every single password to Vito is cool, which is kind of stupid. So I didn't even know that at the time, and everybody tried to log in, and everybody like failed, and I was like, what? They were like, damn, my password's wrong all the time. What the hell's going on? And I was like, oh, maybe it's because I changed the password. Like, maybe I changed all the passwords. That's funny. Let me quickly change it back. And I changed it back. And of course, every password was my password, because I changed it back to my password, so every password was mine. And I was like, oh, yeah, that kind of sucks. Nothing I can do, though. So, yeah, I went home. Everybody went home because it was like the end of the class. We didn't do anything in the computer room that day. So yeah, I went home, didn't really worry about it. The next day, the teachers came to me with like the most serious face, like I just killed a girl or something. They were like, yeah, come with us. And I was like, what? Okay. And I was scared. I was like, holy shit, what's going on? What did I do? So I went there to the like teacher's room, and they were like, yeah, you changed all the passwords, we're gonna have to like kick you out of the school. I was like, what? Are you kidding me? That shitty password system is like, what? Well, I'm talking about this way too much. Anyways. Yeah, so the school we were in had the system where you needed 3 like blue letters, I think they were blue, to actually be kicked out. So yeah, I got one from that fucking thing, and I don't even, like, I tried to argue with them, but they wouldn't listen. I'm sure for those of you who are still in school, probably those of you who aren't, except maybe if you like forgot about it. But some teachers, they have this weird authority complex where everything they say is correct, and if you say something, even if you say it in a nice way, then you are disrespecting their authority, and you are not to, like, it's automatically wrong. And yeah, so that was kind of retarded. Anyways, this hair, yeah, as you can see, I'm not doing anything. I'm just doing exactly what I talked about in the beginning. So it's pretty easy, to be honest with you. It's not some big secret. It's just this. And obviously this looks like crap now, but I hope you can see where it's going, If I do this long enough, maybe, yeah, if I wouldn't have talked about this stuff, I'd probably already be done. But if I do this for another, like, 10 minutes, it'll look pretty cool. And yeah, I'm not even looking at the original now, I'm just making up stuff. And with hair, that's pretty easy. You can always do that. And if this is not that easy to you, like if you're a beginner and you're trying this and you're like, fuck, this doesn't work, it still looks like crap, it looks like some blobs, don't worry about it, man, it's just practice. I had that when I started out. I watched some tutorials and yeah, nothing worked, and I was like, fuck, what am I doing wrong? But yeah, just keep at it and, do studies and stuff. Not too many though. good studies, not many studies. You wanna do studies that actually help you, and not just like, oh shit, I didn't do a study today. Let me just quickly do some random study that doesn't really help me at all. Yeah, that's a waste of time. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's what too many people do. They just think the more they study, the better they get, and that's not correct. The more you study, obviously, if you study a lot, you get better. But well, if you study the wrong things or you study in the wrong way, then you will get tiny little bit better. And then someone who makes one good study and who really studies and who studies something that really helps him, he does one of these studies and you do 100 of these retarded studies, then he will be better than you, and you'll be like, what? It must be talent. Maybe it is, but well, yeah, you know. And a good study is, for example, if you take your image, like a painting of yours, and you put it right next to to a painting of someone who is really good, like who is really, really good, and then you try to look at it from a very like neutral perspective, and you go like, okay, why is my painting worse than this guy's? What am I missing? And then you try to analyze it, take some notes, and then study his stuff. And yeah, and of course, you know, you don't only want to be doing studies of other people. You want to do studies of real life stuff, and you know, everybody knows that. But yeah, I feel like there's also this thing where people just copy the image, and if the image looks exactly like the original, then they're like, damn, that's a good study right there, man. And yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like that's a good study. You should, you should be lazier. You should paint a personal painting, and then if there's something that you don't really know what it looks like, then study that. Go like, man, this goat. I don't know what goats look like. Crap. So then you study a goat. You try to get some goat anatomy down, and that's cool. Anyway, what am I talking about? I don't know. So up here, this is way too sharp. Way too sharp. I'm gonna try and get some tiny lines down, and this is how you do the details if you don't want to use those fancy custom brushes. And custom brushes aren't that essential either. But I hate that a lot of professionals always say, you should be able to do everything with like a hard round brush. And no, what the hell? Don't do that. That sucks. It takes forever. Obviously, you should be able, in theory, to do everything with a hard round brush. And I think most good people are able to do everything with a hard round brush. But imagine like painting dust, and it's not dust in a way of dust on my keyboard, but like let's say I'm painting a book, right? I'm painting this book. And it's like an old book. Oh crap, it's so old. This is this book. Bam. See this book? It's very old. And there's a guy and who's blowing on it. It sounds strange, but he is. So he has these white eyes and he's like... See, this is the anatomy you get if you don't study. So, he needs a tongue though. Okay, he's an alien now. He needs this alien head. Awesome. So he's blowing that book, and he's like, shoo. And then there's dust coming from the book. It's like shoo, everywhere. How are you gonna? Oh god! If you use a hard round brush, it's gonna take years, and you can just use like, well, I don't know. Do I have anything here? What's this? Whoops. Oh wow! No, this is not it. Oh, snap tags, I think this is it. Yeah, see? You can just go like this, add a new layer, bam. Put this here, bam, bam, bam. Use some... Oh, this doesn't look like dust at all. Maybe like this. Anyway, you get the drill. Yeah. Use custom brushes. Use the hell out of custom brushes, but do not try to use custom brushes to avoid your avoid your weaknesses. You can even do that. I don't care. But for example, if you have a grass brush, don't use that kind of custom brush. Actually, figure out how grass works. It's actually not very different from hair, and as you can see, hair is pretty easy. Anyway, so Yeah, I feel like you should try everything to make a good painting. Even if you use custom brushes, even no, oh my god, people are gonna crucify me for this. Even if you use custom brushes to avoid your mistakes or avoid your weaknesses, that's cool as long as you make a good painting. And the most important part is that you know that you avoided your weaknesses. For example, if you want to paint it like a bunch of trees, you don't know how to paint trees. Holy crap! So then you use a custom brush for trees. That's okay, as long as you know that you can't paint trees. And then the next time, like after that painting, you put it up on DeviantArt and everybody's like, oh my god, it's awesome! After that painting, you go like, shit, now I should learn how to paint trees. And then you paint trees. But, you know, no one will like kill you for using custom brush trees. They don't look that good anyways. I mean, if you don't know what you're doing, then you don't know what you're doing with custom brushes either. So I feel like, yeah, don't restrict yourself in that you never use custom brushes or never use color dodge. Use whatever you want to make a good painting. And if you don't know what you're doing, then it won't be a good painting. So then you can think about, maybe I should just use a hard round for some things. I use this brush, this brush for everything, for like 99%. And then if I want to like paint an alien in a book and some dust that's flying off the book, I use this brush for everything, but I use a custom brush and some like soft round brush for the dust. And that's the way I do it. So yeah, anyways, I don't know. This was a very, very weird and long video. I hope you didn't. And yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know. If you didn't like it, then just leave and dislike this video. So hope you didn't didn't like get brain damage from this. But yeah, I hope you at least learned something about the way I paint hair. You can see it's very like loose and crappy, but I think you can already tell that if I were to paint this for a couple more minutes, then it would look kind of good. So yeah, thanks for watching everybody, and yeah, I'm gonna go. Hope you enjoyed this video.